Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our third and final Salesian home game for the tripleheader against Fordham. The score so far is 1-1. The freshmen came out with a valiant victory, and the JV sadly lost in a heartbreaking defeat. Right now, we're seeing a fresh varsity team compared to the last home game that we had. We have our starter back, Julian Wiggins, back from whatever situation he was in where he was not able to play, and we're going to start with the tip-off.
Yeah, I hope we can regain the confidence from that loss we had at home, because we don't like losing at home is kind of tough. You know what I mean?
So Salesian starting off with a tip-off here. Estefano passing to Ferreira, to Castleberry, to Wiggins, to Estefano. Let's see what take they're going to do here. Are they going to shoot, or are they looking for more of an inside score?
Look like
passing to Estefano.
They look like they want to drive in.
It looks like they're looking for that chance, but Estefano takes a mid-range and sadly airballs it.
That midi was off-balance. Mid-range is crazy right now. Could slow down the pace more.
Let's see what Fordham's going to do. Number 2, classic pass to 10. Tossing it to 23. To 11 in the paint for the lay.
They just let him get an easy cut like that. And for that out of bounds, this is crazy. Back-to-back lays. You know what I mean?
It's not a great start for Salesian here in the first quarter with just 50 seconds off of the clock. Let's see what more they could do.
He stumbles the ball.
I can say something. I haven't commentated in over a year.
I know, but we don't have you on the game. I'm having for.
I just want to say what's.
I'm having for JV. I'm having for JV.
Huh?
I'm gonna put you on for JV. Another lay for Fordham. It doesn't look great for Salesian here.
He shut off shaky.
Wiggins driving in. Seems like he has an open pass. He kicks it out to McGee for the 3. And it's no good. Fordham rebounding the ball. Playing fast. 10 funneling it into the paint to 11. 11 going for the post move. And another inside score play is good. I mean, Joshua, how do you feel about these easy inside points that Salesian's just letting up?
They're just dominating the paint compared to what we're doing. We can't even drive into the paint. We're getting rejected at any opportunities. And the shots we're taking right now look sloppy.
I mean, it's not looking great, especially compared to the freshmen's beginning, which had these concise shots and these shots that were, of course, acceptable and less sloppy than Varsity's. Hopefully, Varsity locks in towards the 5-minute mark and maybe even starts their run right here with a foul from Fordham charging with the possession going to Salesian.
I love those type of scrappy plays, showing how willing they are to commit. Taking that shot.
These ground passes, almost letting it out of bounds. Salesian turns it into a turnover. Let's see if this is another easy bucket for Fordham, and it is. I mean, Salesian's just letting these easy inside scores get through. Not only are they letting them go through, they're letting them go through with ease. I mean, these bounce passes are looking good, but you can't overuse them. They're getting sloppy with their playing. They're getting sloppy with their shooting. It's not looking great for Salesian.
Salesian may be starting off slow right now. Them going on an 8-0 run for them.
I mean, Salesian has got to do something. In my opinion, I think they really need to tighten up their offense here. If they're going to allow Fordham to run through, especially with these big men that Fordham have, they need to at least compensate for on the offensive side of things and get these playmaking abilities up to par for what they need currently. I mean, you can't throw 3 bounce passes in a row and then throw an inaccurate one to Castleberry and expect him to make something out of it. And then especially that, trying to recuperate from that Castleberry throwing a turnover, it's not the greatest look for Salesian. I mean, this was another huge problem we had, I believe, on the other tripleheader, the doubleheader, I believe.
Yes.
With freshmen and JV, it was too many turnovers.
We struggled in that. We struggled in the first half with turnovers, and we end up redeeming ourselves, but still getting that loss.
Let's see, playmaking's looking a bit better. A shot from McGee goes up, and it does not fall. I mean, that's not the type of look I want to see right there. I want to see something a bit more open to at least get the ball rolling to those more contested shots. Fordham with the pull-up, but it's no good. Wiggins tossing it to McGee. McGee to Estefano, who throws it back to Ferreira, back to Wiggins. They're trying to rotate to get the best shot they can, especially with this deficit. Goes up, Castleberry for three, and it's off. I mean, it's not the greatest thing to just be tossing the ball around with no movements except until you get towards that cutting end of the shot clock. I mean, it doesn't allow for the greatest flexibility, especially when you're looking at Fordham right now, constantly moving, which leads to a more accessible shot, even if it doesn't fall.
Fordham's just hounding Salesian with defense.
McGee tries to toss it to Wiggins, but Fordham is able to get that toss blocked.
Salesian's starting off way too cold right now.
Well, I mean, we've seen these types of starts from Salesian before, and especially in the first quarter, that doesn't always mean they're out for the count. Wiggins for the three, and it's just off. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it seems like Varsity has cold feet. They're not getting the greatest start they can.
Up and down. Hope they're able to warm up at the end of this, by the end of this quarter.
Fordham driving in, pass it to 11 for another lay. I mean, that's a classic play right there. You have to be on the lookout for that. But Salesian's letting it go and letting Fordham get this 10-point run with no stoppage. But let's see what happens. Ferreira with the lay, and it's off and no foul call. And Fordham's number 23 was actually named Player of the Week just last week as well. So this is definitely a hard matchup for Salesian, and another lay from Fordham falls. Wiggins driving, looking for either a shot. Estefano for three, and it's good.
Ending the drought.
Ending the drought, the 12-point run with no stoppage from Salesian. Estefano ending it with a three. Let's see if this gets Salesian's energy up and gets the ball running and kills Fordham's drive. Fordham with the floater, and it's off front rim. I mean, I don't know if for Fordham that was the best decision to take up that shot, but Fordham is also up by, I believe it's 9, so.
This is the problem we had in the last two games. We're not able to get the rebounding. We're giving up too much second chance points opportunity.
And another three from Estefano falls. Estefano single-handedly cutting down this lead that Fordham has. Wiggins almost getting the steal, but not quite. Let's see, Fordham's number 30 drives in and kicks it out to 23. He tosses it to 2, tries to get it back in the paint. And Salesian is fortunately getting these balls out of Fordham's hand. I mean, it does seem like Salesian is tapping in right now to the potential that they have, especially for a late start to the first quarter.
Laguerre subs in for Castleberry. His second game he played of the season.
No foul call there on McGee, and Fordham takes up that lay. It's off. 30 trying to take another close shot. It's off as well. 11 taking a third, and none of Fordham's shots fall in that possession. I mean, I don't know about the folks at home or the folks on the other side of the stadium, but that did look like a clear-cut foul. But then again, I could have been seeing it wrong. But McGee did not get the foul he wanted. But Fordham is going to go to the line for 2.
The amount of opportunities he had for that.
And the first shot for Fordham is off the rim, but good. Second shot. And it's off. Salesian gets the board off of that free throw. Just a 7-point lead. Let's see if they cut it down with this play.
That's a
An
nice.
attempt at the crafty lay, but unfortunately doesn't go in. Fordham going for the layup and one. I mean, it wasn't the smartest idea, in my opinion, to try to contest that layup, especially knowing that Fordham's points, for the most part, have come from that inside scoring area. It's not the best idea to go in there and try to get physical. I personally would have let them have that point, recuperate, and see if we could cut that lead down a bit more.
I personally disagree with that take because no easy shots taken at the rim.
Of course, no easy shots, but as we see, Fordham got a free point off of that play. I mean, I'm one for no easy shots, but I'm not one for giving up a free throw.
I mean, that's how the game is played sometimes. You know, him not getting on defense would have caused another problem. The coach yelling at him as well.
Ferreira trying to dribble out, but cancel. Tosses it to Wiggins, who drives in for another layup, and it's off again. Lagos rebounding the ball. Ferreira with the long shot. It's off. Wiggins grabbing it just before it's out of bounds. Ground pass to Estefano, confusing his defender. Layups off, and unfortunately that ends Salesian's possession right there. I mean, that was a bit of a confusing stretch.
I like the hustle on the play from Salesian. They ain't gonna call that?
And that's out of bounds for Fordham off of the missed shot. I mean, the main issue that Salesian has, along with a bit of lazy shots and these boards not getting caught, is mainly the fact that they don't have quite a big man. I mean, when you look at the freshmen, they have Marvell, who's an absolute monster, not only on inside defense, but a monster on the boards as well, and he's able to get those shots, but Salesian doesn't quite have somebody like that. They're more of a guard-focused team. McGee tries to toss it to Ferreira, but Fordham grabs the ball and two-hands it in.
The team is mainly based on speed.
Wiggins shaking off the defenders for the lay.
Puts him on the board. Oh, he's gonna waste on the clock now.
Fordham attempting to dribble out the clock, no foul call, but a kickball is called by the refs, but not any type of personal foul.
I'm surprised because he's kind of.
That did look like a bit of a physical moment there, but the refs called a kickball instead.
5 seconds left.
Oh. Fordham grabbing the ball. Are they going to get another last chance point? They don't. Salesian hustling for the ball. I mean, there's one thing that we've been seeing tonight, and that's that Salesian is very willing to put themselves out there and hustle even with low amounts of time. I mean, we saw it with Max Rockman last in the freshman game with his insane hustle. Fordham up for three, and they cash it at the buzzer of the first quarter. I mean, Fordham is just ridiculous tonight. They're getting these easy inside scores. They're throwing up these shots, and they increase the lead by 13 just by the end of the first quarter. I mean, it's not a good look for Salesian to allow this to happen, especially with such little difficulty of Fordham getting to the rim.
Salesian might have to change their game plan up for this quarter.
They might have to do a couple of substitutions or maybe change the game plan. I mean, Joshua, what do you think is the main issue?
The main issue is second chance points opportunity from Salesian and getting to the paint. Salesian really couldn't really get into the paint. Julian's forcing himself in the paint, not getting any called against him, which is kind of crazy to me.
I mean, it's not the greatest look for Salesian to allow Fordham to just drive in. I get they don't have any big men, but the only real shots we're getting physical contests is shots that are going to lead to a foul or shots that are already scored at that point.
I feel like Salesian, after that timeout, trying to sub in Laguerres so they can give...
I mean, hopefully we'll see a better defensive team from Salesian right now. Von Meyer being subbed in for Alexander Laguerres.
Eli being subbed out.
Now, I did mention defense being the main issue, or one of the main issues for Salesian's team right now. And if we remember Meyer last year playing as a freshman, he was very good defensively, which is why he earned his spot on varsity.
That's my type of shot.
And Fordham, with the second chance shot, like Josh said, I mean, these second chance opportunities are too much. They're killing Salesian. The crafty bounce pass to Vaughn, unfortunately leading to a turnover as Vaughn can't grasp the ball. Fordham trying to drive, unfortunately trips. Salesian grabbing the ball, but letting it up to Fordham again for that shot. I mean, what's happening there? That's another second chance opportunity that should not have been a second chance. That should have been a takeaway for Salesian.
Seems like Salesian has to slow down their game now because how they're playing is really sloppy.
Stefano tossing it to Ferreira. Back to Stefano. Jabs, goes in for the floater, and it's good.
That's a nice touch.
That is a nice touch right there, cutting the lead down to 15 in the second quarter. Fordham long passing into the paint for another layup. I mean, we see Fordham's a tight-knit team, and they're running like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, you're just giving up so much points in the interior. Post rate. Oh.
I mean, another three given up on Salesian with no fruit. It's not a good look to just chuck up these shots. Fordham rushing in with the crafty underhand lay. I mean, you really have to think, what is the Fordham varsity team practicing right before the game for them to be doing these things?
They're playing hard.
I mean, last second threes, crafty lays, long passes. It's crazy. And Julian drawing out the charging foul there. I mean, great play by him to get that possession back for Salesian and possibly stop Fordham's run.
That's the second time he did this game. That's how much dedicated he is to the game.
I mean, again, Fordham is playing hard, but Salesian is playing harder to hustle. Timeout being called here. Let's see what Salesian's going to discuss together. We see McGee talking to his team right now.
How do you feel about this quarter than the last quarter? Because the beginning of last quarter, we didn't drop no points.
When you look at the last quarter, Fordham was completely dominating with no chance of Salesian getting a say in what was happening. I mean, sure, they may have gotten a layup or two or a good opportunity, but it seems like Salesian is really just throwing up shots in an attempt to get points. But fortunately, Salesian's basketball managers are playing some pretty decent music tonight. I mean, I'm kind of fighting the urge to just, like dance a little bit. I mean, there's one thing that Salesian knows, and that's just, have a little bit of fun. Even if your team's losing, gotta look at it positively. I mean, Salesian's been in these type of situations before where they're against a team that's so dominant and they're down a little bit, but they still come out on top.
It seems like Castleberry's back in the game, and Eli's back in the game as well. Game's back in. They're testing out. They just mopped one part of the court.
Salesian starting off with possession after this timeout. Moresi getting a bit mad at Wiggins, who drives again. Crafty up and under lay, and that's good. That's the first crafty layup, a little bit of a flex from Wiggins that goes in. And honestly, that's a great start. We can see Salesian's bench getting hyped up with the defense chant. Let's see if we can see some better flashy plays from Salesian.
I'm seeing a lack of screens from Salesian. Sebastian with that nice mid-range.
I mean, that's the type of play I like to see. Salesian throwing up some good shots.
It seems like that timeout really helped them.
I don't know what they were talking about, but you could also see Salesian's co-coach talking to the bench while McGee and his colleagues were talking it out.
They have Castleberry, looks like he's doing everything in the paint.
Wiggins taking control of the ball, waving off his teammates. Possibly going for an ISO, throws it to Lagos, who throws it to McGee, the system, throwing it to the corner for Castleberry's three, and he's fouled on the shot. He's gonna go to the line for three. The first shot from Castleberry does not fall.
G-Man gets subs out.
None of the free throws from Castleberry fallen, but there is a change of team composition with Andrew Estefano being subbed in for G-Man. Pull-up jumper from Fordham, in and out, no good. Another rebound from Fordham for a second chance shot, no good as well. A third chance, no good. And the ball out on Salesian. I mean, again, you can even see Moresi screaming to his team to get a rebound. I mean, coach is frustrated at this, and I would be too. I mean, Salesian's just not getting the rebounds they need to. And they're allowing Fordham these three chances, even if they don't fall. It's ridiculous. Another shot from Fordham. Fortunately for the Salesian team, no good. Estefano grabbing the ball, leading to a turnover off the attempted pass to Wiggins, with Fordham laying it in. Lagos to Wiggins. Salesian with the better movement as I was talking about. Lagos trying to toss it to Julian, but it's tipped and out of bounds.
This Fordham team is very lanky.
This Fordham team has a lot of size to them. They're able to get those boards, and they're dominating because of it. I mean, rebounds are one of the most important components to a basketball team. If you can't get those boards, you're not able to get those second chance points, and you're not able to get those possessions as easy. And Fordham with another three from number 30, who has been dominating tonight as well. Julian Wiggins driving in, and a foul call. He's going to go to the line for two, and let's see if these fall.
Seems like G-Man is coming back in the game. Julian looked very good at getting a foul.
And the first shot from Julian, no good. I mean, J2 has been focused on drawing out these fouls, whether it's for a possession or two shots. And that's what you got to appreciate. He doesn't care if he gets hit with one of the hardest fouls ever. He's going to sit there and he's going to be like, okay, what do I need to do to either end Fordham's possession or to tip things in Salesian's favor? And right there, that second one falls. Number 23 for Fordham tossing to 5. 5 to 10. 10 to 2. Fordham throwing up another 3, no good. And Wiggins with the rebound. Wiggins driving and tossing it out to Estefano from the corner. The shot doesn't fall. Salesian with the second chance point. It doesn't go in. I mean, Salesian right there had won a few battles they've won against Fordham for the board, and it doesn't work. And Fordham with a flashy lay for the 2 points.
Looked like he just glided through that.
I mean, Fordham is dominating with a 21-point lead. And number 23 on top of that crafty lay is going to go for another shot from the free throw line. And that one is good with a 3-point play. I mean, it's not a great look from Salesian. Wiggins taking control of the pace, tossing it to Lagos. Step in, floater, and it's good.
Nice play from Lagos.
Good movement from Johnny, faking them out, getting them to bite on that fake, then stepping in, not going for the supposed shot they thought he was going for, and then going in for a nice close. Fordham tossing it out before he falls, and number 23 throwing up another long ball. I mean, it's looking pretty bleak for Salesian here. Estefano faking out, tossing it to G-Man. Back to Estefano. Gonna throw it to J2. Goes in. Good ground pass to Estefano once more. Castleberry going for the lay. Doesn't work. Getting his own board. And it does not go in. I mean, Salesian doesn't get these second chance points, and even when they are getting the opportunity, they're just not executing on the finish as they should be.
At least they're getting that opportunity now. They were not.
It definitely looks better for them getting those boards, but still. And a travel is going to be called on Fordham.
With 27 seconds left on a quarter, Salesian struggles have just been real. Wasting the clock. Eight seconds. What is Julian gonna do? Drives all the way.
Wiggins goes for the floater, and it's good. With another shot. Now, even though Wiggins scored that last second lay, it's still a pretty bleak look for Salesian with a 23-point deficit. I mean, usually Salesian is the type of team that will take those hits early on, especially in the first quarter, but then for some reason it is letting these easy lays taken. I mean, Joshua, what's your opinion on this?
My opinion on this is Salesian changed their play style, and when they changed their play style, Fordham looked like they can easily adapt to it. With now Salesian's getting their big man, everyone running to the paint so they don't get easy points. Now they're able to splash it from deep.
I mean, Fordham's just been throwing up these shots and they just keep falling consistently. I mean, there's not a time where I'm looking at Fordham shoot and I'm sure that it's gonna miss. And that's the problem I'm seeing here. The defense from Salesian is not the type of defense I'm used to seeing or that I like seeing whatsoever. It's allowing Fordham to go in and get those easy points, but let's see what happens. Fordham's gonna go into the second half with a 23-point lead, and Salesian needs to find some type of way to recuperate in the little time they have left to not leave this game with either an easy loss or a hard-fought defeat. I mean, let's see what Salesian is going to do. We are going to go to halftime. And we are back in the second half. Again, Fordham Prep leading with a 23-point.
Coming back. In the second half, I hope we can come back, but
Julian once again leading the offense.
in move.
And a nice lay from Julian to cut the deficit down just by a little bit.
Down by 21 still.
Fordham throwing up another three, and it's good from number 10. Will Gregory shooting up every basket he can. Estefano rushing to the basket, trying to pass it, but it turns into a scuffle, jump ball called, and it's going to Fordham.
A dog fight there. Charlie Pinello.
Number 23.
Oh, nice.
And a good lay from Matt Rolico from Fordham. Julian tossing it to G-Man, but it turns into a turnover.
The refs clearly didn't see when he stepped out.
That was a step out, but the refs don't call it, and Gregory puts it up again. Lagos tossing it to Estefano, drives in, pull up, and it's no good, just off the backboard.
Missing the elbow jumper.
Gregory going with another lay. I mean, with back-to-back-to-back plays, Will Gregory from Fordham has just been establishing himself in the start of this half. And it's not a great look for Salesian. I mean, again, they're just tossing up shots. They're playing too fast. If they slow themselves down a little bit and give themselves the pacing that allows for a bit of freedom, then they'll be able to do anything.
The run they're having now is crazy for Fordham. With the plays like Gregory.
I mean, we keep seeing this issue with Salesian, at least the varsity team. They're playing too fast for their own good. I mean, they may well be capable to throw up certain shots, but it's not the best look when they keep rushing it. We know they're able to make some of these shots. We know they're able to make these pull-ups and these crafty lays, but they can't do it if they keep forcing it and forcing it and forcing it, especially with like 15, 20 seconds left on the shot clock. I mean, if they don't find a way in 10 seconds, I know that there's a huge deficit, but it's still not healthy for the team to do.
I know what you mean by that. But they still need to find a way to play it out and do something about it.
Julian funneling the ball to Estefano. G-Man switches out to the corner. Julian trying to drive in to G-Man. G-Man tossing it to Johnny, who waits for the jump and lays it in. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, from what we've seen, Lagos has clearly been able to take his time to wait for the shots that he needs to score efficiently.
Lagos could have went up on that one. He had him jumping, but it still led to points though with that pass. Shows the team ball and show how they just want to score points and try to win.
Fordham with a nice behind the back pass. I mean, I can't remember if it was Herlicool or Jackson from Fordham, but they throw it behind Wiggins' back for the easy three-pointer. But Wiggins returns with a three from himself. That's the type of play I like, going shot for shot.
I've been straight fire from the three-point line. Fordham.
Again going up, Ryan Jackson with another 3-point shot. I mean, let's see if J2 is going to be able to come back with another one, or maybe Estefano taking the lead on throwing back another one. Estefano shooting it long, and it's in and out, no good. Jackson making the drive, loses the ball. Salesian recovering it, driving down. I mean, it's another pacing issue with Salesian on that one. They get the ball, of course it's a fast break, but they're playing too fast even for a fast break to work. They're trying to toss it into the paint with no clear communication, and it looks like Salesian is really faltering on the offensive side of things tonight.
I could see the vision that he was trying to do. He saw a guy in front of him and trying to pass it out to G-Man, but couldn't communicate that in time.
I mean, of course, and that's a classic pass for Salesian to try to get it to the man in the paint, even if they're close out of bounds, but it's still just not a good thing. But Jackson throwing it up to Gregory right out of bounds. Another drive from Herlicle, loses the ball.
Tramples.
And Wiggins getting trampled by Fordham.
Eli's getting ready to sub back in.
Eli McGee subbing in for G-Man. Wiggins driving with a pull-up shot, and it's no good. Fordham with a funnel for a mid-range shot, and Gregory just makes it rain tonight with countless shots hitting.
They've just been on fire with the shots lately. Looks like they can't miss.
Estefan tries to return with another one, but it's not a good look. I mean, again, they're playing too fast. They had 20 seconds, I believe, on the shot clock, and it didn't look good. Another three from Gregory, but it doesn't fall this time.
Gets the board, though. Leaves him wide
Shot
open.
goes up from Jackson, leaving him wide open to shoot, and he bangs it out. Wiggins driving again. Let's see if they rush another play. Lagos with the three, and unfortunately it doesn't fall.
For a rebound.
Chase for the ball, it doesn't happen, and it's out of bounds.
Oh. Looks like he's poked out of bounds by Julian. J2.
Jackson to Del Gio. Back to Gregory, who lays it in with an and one.
Sebastian tries with the help defense on Eli because his man was overpowering him, but it leads into a foul.
I mean, unfortunately, this is a common thing we're seeing with Salesian, to just let these shots happen. I mean, they're trying to contest on a lot of them, but sometimes they're just letting these things happen. And McGee's going to go back to the bench with Laguerre subbing in. Castleberry with the board off of the missed free throw.
Castleberry fighting for the rebound.
G-Man to Castleberry, back to Wiggins. Rushes into the paint for another lay, and it's off, but he is going to get those two shots. Again, that does call for a foul, but I'm not sure if I like him going into the paint for those constant lays, especially when he's not trying to go for a simple one, he's going for an up and under. And I understand that Fordham may have bigger people in the paint, but it's still not the best option. Fortunately, the first free throw will fall.
Looks like Julian is just driving through the paint with ease. The amount of free throws he's getting this game makes both of them.
A good pass from Fordham into the corner. Fordham trying to go for another inside score, but they pass it out to the corner, and it's off. But Fordham does get another board. Again, Curry back,
They have Damascus.
and it's off. Damascus going into the game, we haven't seen Damascus in a long time. He's coming off of a thumb injury, and I was actually talking to him earlier today. I was asking him, we were saying, well, you're forward. There's no way that you're going to take that long and only come back in after New Year's, but I'm surprised he came in. I thought he was serious about that. Clearly not, unfortunately not. Let's see if this changeup is going to help. We also see Walter Wheeler in for Wiggins, and the Salesian stand going crazy. Walter Wheeler, beloved student, involved with a lot of high-level classes. I mean, great guy overall. I know him. Great guy to have around. Let's see if him being in this game will help the offense anymore. G-Man with a pull-up. Unfortunately, it's off, and the ball is rebounded.
Walter's definitely a fan favorite from Salesian. Like, Varsity for 2+ seasons.
Gallagher's going to toss it to Hadman, who cashes the 3 ball. Walter to Castleberry. Castleberry's going to shoot it, but it misses. Salesian trying to get the board, but it goes out of bounds. Fortunately, no shot falls. Fordham's going to try to drive it in. Del Dio handling the ball, tossing it back to Hadman. He's going to give it to Gallagher. Gallagher with the pull-up jumper, and it's good off the front of the rim into the basket. We're in the final stretch of the game, and I think this might be it for Salesian's varsity team. I mean, they are going into the fourth quarter, 28-67. That is, or 69. I apologize. They're going in with a 41-point deficit. There's no way Salesian can recuperate from this. I mean, there's just no way they can amass 41 points in the short span that they have unless we have a miracle going on here, and I don't know if that's going to happen tonight. I mean, the main things we can take away is Salesian is letting these offenders going in to the paint. They're letting the offense just drive in with no contest for the most part, and I get that Fordham's men do have the size advantage, but still the only time they're really helping out is on those last second points, which always, or at least almost always, leads to an and one foul call. I mean, Joshua, how do you feel about what's going on this varsity?
You couldn't have said it better, Daniel. Like, that's the problem we're having today. But we can learn from this, from the mistakes we made from this game and improve on it. And the Salesian crowd yelling Walter's name.
I mean, I've even talked to Walter myself, asking if I'm going to see him come off the bench. And fortunately, he's off the bench today, at least to play a little bit. I mean, I'm happy to see my boys play, but I'm not happy to see us down 41.
I know what you mean, Daniel.
Fordham's going to try to complete the pass, but unfortunately, it goes out of bounds.
McCabe with the ball.
Wheeler getting possession, throwing it to Lagos, who gives it to Lagares. Lagares tossing it out to Meyer. To Lagos, so Walter, the crowd screaming for Walter every time he gets the ball. A missed shot from Damascus.
No
Vaughn trying to get it back up, but unfortunately it doesn't go.
I know Vaughn wanted that call because you could look like it had a lot of contact on that.
Laguerres for three, and it's good. Dogger's gonna hand it off to Hatton.
You can see McCabe in his help defense. Look at that steal. Oh, hold it.
And the foul's gonna be called on Salesian.
McCabe. And a chance sorting from the Salesian crowd.
Laguerres playing hard defense. But Fordham just dominating here. A long shot from number 3 on Fordham doesn't fall. Meyer recovering the ball and McCabe driving down the court. The pass to Walter, and Wheeler scores the layup with the Salesian crowd going insane over the layup. I mean, I look to my right and I see a lot of the seniors cheering for Walter, passionately happy that their friend's getting that basket.
You can see the intensity. Look at McCabe on defense.
McCabe with a good hustle, poking it out. Lagos getting the ball off of that. Going to McCabe. McCabe's going to go up, and the layup's good.
The intensity from defense from McCabe. Half-court pressing.
Salesian crowd chanting defense, trying to invigorate their peers. Wheeler falls trying to get that tip. Loses his shoe, puts it back on quickly, but Fordham gets that 2 points. Meyer tries to go for the close shot, but unfortunately it does not fall. Wheeler still staying back court because of that shoe, and a foul's going to be called on Wheeler for that and one. I don't know if that was the best call, but it is still called. And that's another and one for Fordham. And the free throw is good. Another 3-point play from Fordham. McCabe tossing it to Laguerres. Misses his chance for a drive, but toss out to Meyer. Back to Lagos. Wheeler getting the ball. The shot goes up from Meyer, and it does not go. Fordham trying to funnel the ball. McCabe trying to hustle for the ball, but unintentionally pushes number 3 down to the ground.
Williams subs in for the game, second time.
Gavini Williams, famed by his peers as G-Dot, getting some minutes, and a foul's called on Meyer, I believe. And so Meyer is going to get that foul call, and Fordham's going to recollect that ball. Fordham's going to try to get that, but it's tipped back out for them. I mean, Salesian lost possession of this ball, and so Fordham's taking full advantage of that. Salesian still playing hard-pressed defense even on there. Fordham missing the shot. McCabe playing fast, but loses the ball, and a foul is going to be called on Fordham.
You can hear that. You can hear the collision. Williams has the ball. McCabe.
Williams tossing it to McCabe. McCabe to Laguerres for the 3, and it's no good. Meyer trying to get the ball, but he tips it out of bounds. Fordham with a long 3, And it's an air ball. I mean, I think that's the only time I've seen an egregious miss from Fordham this whole game. And it's coming late when they already have a 39-point lead. I mean, they're able to be lazy and make shots, but unfortunately, Salesian came out the gate making lazy and unprepared advances on offense. McCabe tossing it to Meyer.
Also to Wheeler. Stumbles the ball.
Wheeler getting the ball. Unfortunately, can't do anything with it. To McCabe, to Meyer, tossing it back out to Laguerres. Wheeler gets the ball, passes it out, turns into a turnover. Fordham with a pull-up shot, and it banks again. McCabe's going to try to drive in, but he's going to get fouled on the way.
It looks like Green and Gibson are going to get time to play. Green and Gibson gets time to play for Myers and Laguerres. Williams has the ball.
Jelani Gibson's going to get subbed into the game along with Praise Green. Walter Wheeler with the shot attempt, and he's fouled.
Salesian crowd with the chant, "You can't do that."
I think they're especially doing this just because it's Walter Wheeler out on the court. But again, you got to see it this way. Salesian is a brotherhood, and they love their brothers to the point where they will chant, "You can't do that," even on such a simple foul. If he's in. The Salesian crowd erupts off of a free throw from Walter Wheeler. Salesian puts their hands up, magic fingers, jazz fingers. Wheeler takes it up a second time, but the shot sadly no good.
They shouldn't fight for the ball.
Fordham playing confidently here, and we can even see it in their ball handling. Gavini playing hard press defense, though, similar to his brother Yassine. A contested three from Fordham goes up, but it's not good. And Williams is going to handle the ball.
Wheeler in the corner.
Walter in the corner. Back to Williams. Jelani's taking the three, and it's off the backboard, but no good. Fordham gets the ball just before it goes out of bounds, but turns it over to McCabe. McCabe with the mid-range, but it's no good, sadly. Important thing to realize about this team composition is that Williams, Green, and Gibson are all close friends, especially Gibson and Green, who I see all the time playing basketball together and just generally chatting. I think it's great to see two good friends out on the court together just playing ball. But that's going to be a foul called on Salesian for number 42.
There are a lot of great friends on the court right now, like Williams and McCabe, childhood friends. And having the opportunity to play varsity basketball is once in a lifetime opportunity. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, I think that's one of the great things about any form of organized competitive sports is that, especially when you have friends that play with you, it's a great feeling to step out on the court knowing that whether you win or lose, you're still getting to play with such a long-time friend. It's an amazing feeling, and there's not a lot like it. The second shot from Fordham is going to fall. Gibson trying to pass it to Wheeler, but that's going to go out of bounds off of Wheeler's hands. Bring it up now. Gibson playing hard defense. McCabe also. And that ball is going to be turned over back to back Gray's getting a contest on that shot, blocking it. McCabe running down the court. D-Mac with the Euro step, and it falls.
D-Mac with a tough made.
D-Mac with a tough low shot off of the Euro step. I mean, that's just a great move to have in your pocket.
Oh, look at D-Mac hustling.
McCabe hustling for the ball again. That no matter what the score is, he's not going to let them complete that pass. He's going to take those minutes he gets, and he's going to use them wisely to prove that he deserves more.
Look at Williams.
Williams playing hard defense on that ball, poking it, but unfortunately Fordham gets possession of it. Tossing it out to number 3. 22 receives, back to number 3.
Pokes the ball out.
With McCabe poking the ball out, forcing him to toss it back to top of the key. And a lazy lay goes up for an opportunity to score, but it just doesn't land.
Sizzling crowd erupts.
Williams trying to slap the ball back in, but the attempt is unfruitful. Fordham just dribbling around for the most part, running out the shot clock because they don't have to attempt to score points. Fordham into the paint for another lay, just running up the score. I mean, 5 seconds left in the game, and that's going to be a heartbreaking loss for the Eagles. The Fordham Varsity Rams team is going to take away the phenomenal victory with a high score of a 41-point lead. What a heartbreaking defeat for Salesian, with freshmen being the only team to come out on top tonight. I mean, intense gameplay, but I think a main component and element of Salesian's offense that they need to get tight and down packed is not only their passing, but their pacing. I mean, they're incredibly fast, and a bit too fast for their own good, even, you could say, as they're taking up these rush shots, and it's just, they're not falling really ever.
I agree with you with the take you just made. Oh,
it's a problem that extends even far past varsity and goes to JV. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a great game. I bid you all a good night. And remember, it's always a great day